Hi, Ghosty fam. Welcome to the Activity Continues podcast. If you're new here, we are friends and soul sisters who recap episodes of the TV show The Dead Files and talk about other creepy shit, as well as random things that pop into our heads. You might get a TV show, trivia, TikToks. One really never knows what's going to come out of our mouths. I'm Megan.
And I'm Amy. Thanks for joining us again. Hopefully this is not your first time. But if it is, and you're listening, as Megan just said, we usually recap episodes of The Dead Files, but they are on hiatus right now. So we're pivoting a little until the show is back in September, early September. It's going to be airing the 7th, so our show talking about that one will be a week after that. But until then, we'll be doing some different things. And this week, we're presenting ghosty or paranormal stories from our friends and listeners, our patrons, for one. So that's what we're doing this week. Please also say hello to Amy P., a.k.a. AP, our newest team member. She's keeping us in check with facts and stuff like that. Hello, Amy.
Howdy, ladies. Good to see you. Normally, this is a spot where I warn you not to listen if you haven't watched the episode. But since there is no episode to worry about on the Dead Files, you get to just hang out and listen to us chit-chat away. So we are spoiler-free, but as a content warning, you're going to have to check the show notes because we have no idea what we're going to be talking about and what might come up. So we'll find out as you find out.
Yeah, we have not read these ahead of time. So all of the gasps and oh my gosh and holy shits will all be real.
Yeah. And the stumbling over words because we're already at the end of the workday, even though it's the middle of the week.
Yeah.
Some of us have Friday brain already.
Yeah.
I certainly do. Yeah. Yeah, we're recording at a little different time today. This is a Wednesday. I don't know if we've ever recorded on a Wednesday. It's Wednesday and it's like 6:00 almost. And so we are just getting off work and running in here and
fighting traffic.
Yeah.
Cities.
And children with tantrums.
Yep.
Oh, I bought a bunch of dog toys. So.
Oh, yeah.
That was my fun time.
That's fun. That is fun. You acquired a great haul of stuffies.
Yes. Yep. And that was fun. They had buy one get one on nice toys. So
nice.
Yep. So quick aside, Chuck and Don's. And then when I had bought stuff from Chewy, it was buy two get one free. So
wow,
I got a lot, and this was a side note for celebrating my now passed dog's first birthday without him. I wanted to make it a positive event by donating toys to Home at Last Animal Sanctuary here in Minnesota.
That's such a great idea. I'm so glad you did that.
Thank you.
So cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to dismiss with the usual gabbity gab because I'm sure a lot of stuff will come up while we're talking anyway. So I'm going to first read. This is a story sent in by Heather, who is one of our patrons. Mm-hmm. You may know her from the Villisca Axe murder episode we did. She had visited there and she spoke, actually. She recorded herself talking about her story there. Mm-hmm. And she sent a bunch of pictures and stuff like that. And so we did a little bonus episode of her telling her story about the Villisca Axe murder house. And so she sent in some stories for us. And I am going to start by reading one of them here. So she says, "Hi, time for some ghost stories. I'm going to preface this to, this is all me. I'm reading her. This is not me talking.
Yeah.
I'm going to preface this to say a couple of these are from my parents' perspective, as I was too young to remember these particular things. I will note what I do remember, though. I also want to make it clear that my mom is not one to exaggerate or tell tales or play pranks or anything, so I certainly believe these things occurred. Story 1. Before I turned 5, my parents lived in a very old house in Des Moines, Iowa. All I specifically remember about the house was hating the basement. I refused to go downstairs, as most of us do.
As most of us don't like the basement, as I'm currently in the basement.
Yeah, so am I. And at the time, my brother pushed me down those steps.
What a dick.
I know.
Sounds like a brother.
That's such a brother thing to do.
I'm so glad I didn't have a brother. He's 2 years older than I am, so you can imagine. Oh, sorry. He's 2 years younger than I am. So you can imagine how young we were at the time. He would have been 3.
Oh,
Mhm.
so he didn't do it to be a dick. He just did
Oh.
it because he's 3.
Well,
I don't know,
maybe he did.
Who knows? So she says, my parents to this day are convinced the house was haunted. They
Mhm.
did end up moving. However, they claim because they wanted a better school district and not because of the weird things that would happen there.
I mean, couldn't it be both?
It could be both. My parents have told me that often I would act like I was seeing someone or something in the corners of the house. I would just stare. Dad says one particular evening was very bothersome. Just us, we were sitting on the living room couch watching TV. I wasn't sitting particularly close to him, but a little closer to the other side of the couch. Out of the corner of my dad's eye, he realized that I had turned quickly to look at the far left corner of the room.
Nope.
And then he said this complete look of horror on my face as I scrambled very fast to him.
Oh, no.
I climbed up on his lap and buried my head in his neck and shoulder and refused to look up at him or at all. He said he had to take me to another room before I would even look up at him. Dad is convinced there was something I saw that he couldn't see. That must have been very frightening.
How old was she?
She was
When this was
5.
5. So she could probably have told him, but maybe she was too scared.
Yeah, that's, I think. Apparently, Dad couldn't get me to explain to him what I saw. I refused.
Mm-hmm.
I have no memory of this happening, but I don't doubt it.
Probably good. She doesn't have a memory of it.
Probably, yeah. My parents would wake up in the middle of the night to hear a radio playing. It was old-time music, nothing that would be on any typical radio station at that time in the late 70s, early 80s. Both my parents heard it and even asked the neighbors if they had been playing loud music or watching TV or something in the middle of the night. Always a nope. I asked about vehicles driving by with music on, and the problem is that the music was constant and loud enough to sound almost like it was right outside or in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume she means like if it was in a car, it would be like
right. It would be
quiet,
like,
then loud, then
then fade away. Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest incident happened in the middle of the night as well, of course.
Of course.
It
never happened when it's nice and sunny.
No.
Although that even might be worse because at least at night, like you expect the creepy shit.
Well, and you're always like, well, maybe it's just that I'm seeing something wrong. But if
Yeah.
it's bright daylight and it's right there,
There's no
yeah,
explaining that away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. So she said my parents were sound asleep when they heard a loud crash. It startled them both awake. They went to investigate it and found that the painting hung over the brick fireplace had fallen into the brick floor in front of the fireplace. The glass had shattered and broken all over the brick flooring in front of the fireplace. They thought it odd since the way it was hung there, it couldn't just fall. It would take something to really make it fall. They
Yeah.
cleaned up the mess and then thought perhaps a large truck, semi-trucks were known to have drive by and rattle windows, had caused it. They went back to bed. Just as they were in that twilight haze of almost sleep, they heard another huge crash, waking them up.
God.
Only they could tell it came from their main bathroom.
Okay.
Quick bathroom description, it had a double sink with a medicine cabinet above each sink. They turned on the lights and what they saw was unbelievable. The medicine cabinet doors were fully open.
No.
Hang
I
on, it
don't
gets
like
worse.
it.
It gets
No,
worse.
what? What's worse than that?
Fully open, all the items and shelves from the cabinets were perfectly in the sink below it.
Shut
Nothing was
fuck up.
broken.
Shut the fuck up. Shut it up. Shut up. Shut your mouth.
The crash they heard, they thought for sure something would be broken. That was the final hair on the camel's back to convince them the house was haunted. I just have to say I like that phrase, the hair on the camel's back. I think she mixed two
I
of
thought
those.
the final. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't
No.
like it.
So, yeah.
I don't even know what I would do.
Somebody
I
was
don't-
just helping organize so that you could clean out all the crap that you always accumulate inside those medicine cabinets.
They were going
that
through
you
all the
need to-
old expired
With
Yeah,
medicine.
you got to get rid
So
of
they
that
were-
shit.
So they were in the bathroom sink. Were they like stacked?
They were on the shelves, that the shelves came out too. It sounds like that. She said,
So read it again.
okay, what they saw was unbelievable. The medicine cabinet doors were fully open. All the items and shelves from the cabinets were perfectly in the sink below. Nothing was broken. So it's like the entire shelves came out and were put in the sink
Yeah.
with all
So,
the
like,
stuff still
I
on
can't
them.
even do that without going, like, I
No.
go in and grab the toothpaste and I knock shit everywhere.
Right.
There's not even stoppage in it.
I know.
That's
Isn't that
terrifying.
bananas?
I would
What
not have slept in
the
that house ever
hell?
again.
No. No, that was the hair on the camel's back that made them move. And she said they had zero explanation of how that could even happen. No truck driving could cause such a thing. Well, no.
And even if it was a truck driving, it would have broken everything.
Yeah, everything would be in a mess in the sink.
Yeah.
Not set up on their shelves.
I kind of giggle about the painting coming off of the mantle.
Yeah.
Because we had that happen.
Really?
Mm-hmm. When I was in college, it was after my grandpa had passed away. Or actually, it was even after... No, I wasn't in college. Was I?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
No, it was... No, there was after... It was after college. It was after both my grandparents on my dad's side had passed away. And we're not sure what happened, but on our mantle, so over a gas fireplace, there's mantle. It is the side that's up next to the garage. But we had pictures just leaning against the brick, but they weren't touching. But mine and my sister's senior pictures, and then every picture that was on there got knocked over one by one. Like my dad watched them go one by one down.
Oh my God.
And then the glass broke in both of the picture frames that had mine and my sister's senior pictures. So like they were upstairs. No explanation, can't figure it out. They weren't touching each other. So it wasn't like a domino effect.
Yeah.
But it basically was like a domino effect with just like one after another.
That tells me it was a ghost cat. That was just like ding, 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 ding.
You're not beating me.
Like
You're
a ghost.
Pay attention to me.
Guess who?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's terrifying. I hate that.
Yeah.
Is this done with Heather's story?
We're done with Heather's.
Oh, thank God, because that was really scary. I didn't like it.
Yeah. So the next story we have, Amy is going to read. AP is going to read. And this is from Zoey, our patron.
Yes. Yep.
She's from, I want to preface that she is from York, England, or Yorkshire. Yorkshire?
I thought it was Yorkshire.
I think it's Yorkshire.
She's probably screaming at us. She's taken over the role of screaming.
Someone has to.
Since Amy's here now.
Yeah. And she screams she doesn't scream. Amy never screams, but in person.
Like, you guys, come on.
Yeah.
Unless it's at dogs or children, apparently.
Yeah. So she sent us this story, and then she said she had another story too about like some lore in her town. And I told her that next time we do this, she should just join us.
Yeah.
Because we do have a special guest today too, which we'll get to in a little bit. But okay. AP, ready to go?
Right. I am. So yes, I have Zoe's story, and it is called The Devil's Tunnel.
Oh, great. Good start. Thanks, Zoe.
Coming in hot, Zoe.
Coming in strong.
Well, yeah. I mean, so it says The Devil's Tunnel. Okay, so this happened when I was about 15 years old. So this was nearly 15 years ago. But I remember it like it was yesterday. Where I live, there's a straight road going all the way down to a pub called the Blue Pig, which, fun fact, this is me talking now. Do you know why a lot of pubs in England and stuff had colors and like an animal or a hat or a boot or anything on their signs?
No.
Because people were illiterate a long time ago, right? So like the white stag or the white horse or the blue pig or something. So people could see the images and know that's where they were supposed to be. So that's where a lot of the pub names came from, or restaurant names like that.
I love that. I've been to the White Stag. You have too, right, AP? In Scotland?
No, we did not go into that one.
Oh, okay.
But I do know
it's like the world's oldest pub.
Mm-hmm,
it's so cool.
Yeah. So so that's a fun fact for you all.
Cool.
So going back, so the road goes down to a pub called the Blue Pig. Back then, it was a fully functioning pub and a beer garden that had a kids area with swings and slides, which kind of sounds like how our breweries are nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
A little further on than that was a road that leads down to the local rock quarry, where most of the kids went with their bikes and scooters. Just under the quarry was where we were told was the Devil's Tunnel. Kids used to dare each other to stay as long as they could in the tunnel without getting scared or upset.
I'd make it like 5 seconds. I'd walk down, stand there and go, nope. And then
Not many kids could do more than 5 minutes without coming out screaming and crying because they heard something.
Mm-hmm. Bless them.
Me and my childhood best friend at the time were bored, and we made our way, always the best way to do things. You're bored, so let's go do shit, right?
Let's go do shit. Yeah.
We made our way down to the tunnel.
The Devil's Tunnel. What could go wrong?
Daring each other to spend more than 5 minutes in the tunnels. We had no idea what was about to happen. Dun, dun, dun.
You never do. I would hope they wouldn't either, because if they did have an idea and they still did it, I don't know what's worse.
We got to the tunnel within a few minutes, and I was the one to enter first. I
Great.
crawled. That's the part I hate. I crawled through the tunnel to the middle, and in the middle was another tunnel that went downwards. I sat with my back on the side of the tunnel, so the one she crawled into, with my feet on either side of the downwards tunnel, which I'm picturing like the yellow playground slides that are the tube slides.
Yeah.
And so you're sitting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm picturing as
And
the
she's
downward
got her feet
tunnel.
braced on either
Braced
side.
on either side.
Yeah. So she doesn't go down. Yeah. Yeah.
On either sides of the tunnel. So I had enough headroom to look around if something made a noise. Zoey.
Yeah.
Zoey. I asked if anything was with me.
Zoey. Yeah.
You knew she would.
I know.
Friends,
Of course she would.
Whoever's listening, she's a sensitive, and like she's the one that saw the portal in my bathroom and the little girl that
Who we don't talk
Megan
about.
tries to deny.
We don't talk about her.
Yeah. So
Zoey, why would you ask? Don't ask. No.
that's how she do.
So I asked if anything was with me, and as soon as I asked that, I started hearing a low humming sound, like somebody speaking softly.
I don't like it.
So I shouted to my friend to ask if she was making noise at all, and she told me no, but she heard the same thing. I heard the low humming noise starting to get louder to where you could pick out words. But it sounded like it was a guttural voice that was saying things in a language I didn't understand.
No,
God.
Zoey, you got
to be fair, England had a lot of different people and cultures and things that didn't speak English that were there. So maybe it's just
but in a guttural
Norse
voice. That's never
Have you ever
good.
heard the Vikings in the show Vikings or anything? Maybe it was just a lost Viking soul that was speaking Danish and had died in a battle where his head was cut off. I don't know.
In the words of Whoopi Goldberg from Ghost, you in danger, girl.
I was just gonna say you in danger, girl.
You in danger, girl. You got to get.
Yes.
Well, we know it turned out okay because she's with us 15 years later.
Yeah, we just saw her last
couple
couple
days
days
We
ago.
don't know how okay. Remember, she's with a friend. I wanted to leave, but my curiosity got the better of me.
Okay. Well,
Same girl, same.
No.
And I asked again if there was anybody with me.
They're talking to you. Like, what more do you need?
I heard a clinky noise, like rocks being thrown in water, yet there was no water in the tunnel at all. Then, what do you want to guess?
What? Oh my God, there's more?
We got plenty more to go.
Oh my God.
Then,
wait, I got to guess. You just got to guess.
I didn't know if you were going to.
Then, let's see. She's heard rocks and a voice. Let's see. I'm gonna guess she hears laughing.
Then I felt a little rock hit my leg from the side where there wasn't anybody there.
Great.
I looked and the tunnel looked a lot darker than it should have been. And my friend shouted that we should leave as she was scared.
Yes. Listen to your friend, Zoey. Listen.
I didn't want to, but I was crawling out. As I was crawling out, my foot hit the downwards tunnel and made a loud noise. After it stopped, I heard a boom-like noise and the words, "Get out now."
Oh, girl.
So I had the LA. This is still the worst part. I've never crawled so fast in all my life. Out to where my friend was. She helped me up, but as she was helping me up, she screamed in pain like something had hit her. I looked at her legs and saw
three scratches.
Scratches on her right leg.
Oh,
we ran so fast up the road to her house. She refused to ever go near the Devil's Tunnel again.
Why?
She never did. But I went back a few weeks after on my own
she did.
to see if I could pick up anything. And all I got was a nasty, rotten smell.
Yeah. Of course she
went
back.
What do we hear about demon, whatever?
Yeah, it's a bad, like, decay, the smell of decay.
Sulfur, rotten eggs, right? So she's got the nasty, rotten smell.
Oh, Zoey. We're going to be having a really good sit down later.
That was enough to put me off going back ever again. But not far from the Devil's Tunnel was an abandoned railway line that did have a major accident on it sometime in the past.
Perfect.
I'm going to see if I can find this accident.
I was going to look it up. I didn't.
Yeah. I can't remember the actual year of the accident, but there was a headstone at the start of the abandoned railway lines that was for the driver and 9 passengers. that passed away in the accident. I don't know if something was maybe related to the Devil's Tunnel, but I do think it's odd that both spots weren't far from each other at all, and odd things used to happen at both spots all the time. There were several other places where I lived growing up that had a massive amount of activity. I have more stories, but I'll save those for another listener stories.
Sweet. Yeah, she can tell some of those next time we do this.
That
That was great. Thank you, Zoe. That was
a good one.
fantastic.
Yeah,
And
that was a
thank
good
you,
one.
Amy, for reading that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
So my turn. And
Yeah, we have a couple more from Heather now that Megan's going to read.
So this is Heather. We moved to a rural area north of Des Moines, Iowa, right before I started kindergarten. When I was about 9 years old, I was laying in bed for the night asleep. At some point, I was wide awake just laying there when I saw, as clear as day, a bright green orb of light came through the bedroom window near my bed and quickly went under my bed. My mom worked nights and was taking a nap in bed next to me before her regular get up to get ready for work time. I rolled over to wake her up to tell her, but of course she said it was just a dream and go back to sleep. I was convinced whatever it was still existed under my bed. I covered myself with the blankets and eventually did get back to sleep. In the morning, I refused to get out of bed on that particular side and jumped from the end of the bed to get out of my room. I had my dad check under my bed that morning, and of course, nothing there, and he said it was probably a dream like my mom had said. I swear I was wide awake. She probably was
Probably
awake.
was, yep.
Yeah, I believe her.
I do too.
Don't like it, but I believe it. Story number 3. She says, not really ghosty, but maybe. Side note, I suffered severe nightmares all my childhood, even into adulthood. After being treated for, non-cataplexy narcolepsy.
Oh, I looked that up. It's narcolepsy where you don't collapse.
Oh,
where your body does, you go to sleep, but you don't like crumple. Like,
I feel like they could have
some
named
people do.
it something easier to say.
Yeah.
Honey, it's a scientific community.
I know, but can't they, like, there's normal people who aren't scientists. Okay, so after being treated for the non-falling down narcolepsy, I don't remember dreams anymore. And the doctor told me narcoleptics typically have very vivid dreams and lots of nightmares. When I was 13 going on 14, I was startled awake from a bad dream. This particular dream had me crying in my sleep. Oh my God. And I remember knowing, in all caps, that my maternal grandfather, my mom's dad, had died. I was sitting up, having woken up so harshly from this dream when the phone rang. My dad answered the phone. I then got up and sat on the stairs listening in as I already knew, capitals, what the call was about. Dad was crying and hung up the phone. I asked Dad what was wrong, and he said, "Your grandpa passed away tonight." I didn't cry at that point because I had already been crying when I found out in my dream. I'm convinced I got a message from him in my dreams. You probably did.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does have one more story, but we are saving it for another episode.
Yeah. Because we definitely want to do another one of these.
Yeah. But, oh my God.
Okay. So I am going to tell Mary that we're ready. And Mary is somebody that I've known for about 100 years. We met.
It's a long time.
Friends of friends. She was living in a building that our friends moved into, and it was a duplex. And she and her girlfriend lived upstairs, and our two friends, they were another gay couple, men, lived downstairs. And we went to a party at this other guy, the guy's house, and met Mary and her girlfriend. And we've been friends ever since. And she's awesome, and she's hilarious. And last week, if you heard, when we were asking for stories, and Megan said, any kind of stories like UFO stuff, and I went, oh, Mary. So I asked Mary, and that's the kind of story she's got, and she is going to be joining us any second.
I feel like she has.
I think she's there.
Are you there, Mary?
Yeah. I just don't think she has video.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Hello, I'm in San Francisco.
Oh, did you the background on?
Do you know the way to San Jose? We have an episode that's just Mary and me just singing back and forth.
And Amy and I are just drinking in the corner.
That sounds about right.
I can't. Now that song's in my head.
Okay. I'm sorry. I tried. Can't do
That's
it.
okay.
Okay, that's fine. Well,
Okay.
I remember what you looked like. You can see us though?
I can. I feel bad because I can see another Amy.
Yep.
And a Meg from Austin. Hello.
Yep.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We're very excited.
Me too. Because everyone at work, I'm like, okay, gotta tell you the story. And I'm going to be on a podcast.
Yeah. So you can tell all
You're
your friends so
basically
that
famous.
they all will listen. All of our 30 listeners will.
We probably have 40.
I know.
So
We did just pass 11,000 downloads.
what?
Yeah.
I feel like we
I mean,
went
that's over a year and a half, but still.
Yeah, but how many downloads? I mean, that's been 1,000 math since
In
10,000.
Yeah.
But that's
In
like
a
what,
month.
Oh, it hasn't even been a month. I think it's been a couple weeks.
See?
So it's good. It's
It
good.
took us-
It's going faster.
It took us 6 months to get to 5,000
I know.
and then less than a month to get to 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing, I think.
I'm great at math and I just have that
I
in my
think you
head.
nailed it, Megan. You nailed it.
Come at me, math people. It's flawless.
Oh my God. Okay.
There's one thing I know, it's math.
Yeah. So, Mary, to catch you up a little, we've so far heard a story about a tunnel where there was some kind of a creepy voice, and
I didn't like it.
no, it was very scary. and one of the girls got scratches on her arm from being in there.
Like what?
Her right leg. Three
Yeah,
scratches.
3 scratches. It's
What?
always 3.
Three. Jinx.
What?
And then, yeah,
And then there
Mm-hmm.
was the rotten egg smell.
yeah. When she went back, why she went back, I don't know, but she went back.
Because she's a
Because
goofball.
she's furious. I would have.
No.
Yeah,
100%.
I probably would have too if
I
I had
would
someone to
not.
go with me. I wouldn't go by
Nope.
myself, but
I don't even watch scary TikToks at night. I'm not going to go to a
Yeah, you do.
devil's tunnel. I do. Shh.
don't lie.
I can't.
I
Please
send
call me
Megan
out.
scary TikToks and she gets mad
Yeah.
at me.
Because she's like, oh, don't watch these now. Like, what am I supposed to do? Not fucking watch something you send me?
Okay, there's a guy who does probably TikToks, but I see him on Reels, but he does horror movies. So he is the character and it'll say like which horror movie he's in. And he's just like, I don't know why you want to go and do that over there. Like,
Yeah.
why are you going to go run in the woods when we can go in the car? You know, kind of like back and forth with us. But
Yeah.
like I saw he has one for like 13 Ghosts, which
Oh,
That was a good
That's a
movie,
good one.
though. That's a really
Mhm.
good movie.
yeah.
and then when you know what the background is of each of those ghosts, it's really interesting.
Mm.
Sorry, Amy.
That was a good movie.
No.
Anything with Monk in it. I forget his name. Tony Shalhoub.
Tony
I
Shalhoub?
think. He's anything with him in it. I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah, I like him too.
Have
Okay.
you guys watch that ghost TV sitcom? I've heard it's supposed
Yes.
to.
I love it.
Oh.
Are you
I
talking
need to
about
watch it?
Ghosts?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Ghosts. Okay, there's a British version and an American version.
Of course.
The British version is, of course, better, but
Better.
they're both
Oh,
good.
But you started with the British, I started with the American, so I would also
You'd
flop
flip it? Yeah.
just based on what
Right.
I know of it. So
It's always,
but
it
they're
always
both
seems like
really
it.
good.
Yeah, yeah. And then the other one that I've been watching that's really good, and it's, now I forgot what it's called. God damn it. Lauren Ash is in it from Superstore.
Oh yeah, yep.
Something
Not
about-
dead yet.
Yeah,
Not,
Not dead yet.
Yep.
Not dead yet.
She
Super
looks
good.
so different.
Oh my God, she's
Yes, she
totally had a
does.
glow up. Yeah,
and
Maybe
totally
you turn
totally
me
different
on to that.
character.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
She's
you
awesome.
turned me on to that show and I love it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
I just
so
watch Hallmark movies.
I watch those too, but only at Christmas time.
I watch them year round. I just saw
I
the
know.
cutest one. Oh my God. Anyway, we could be here all day.
Yeah,
I'll
you
text
will-
you off.
We
I'll
don't
text-
want to. We don't want to make Mary stay around.
I know.
longer than
Mary's
she
like,
needs
can
to.
you stop?
She's like, I
talking
came
about
here to tell a
Hallmark?"
fucking
No.
story. Would you stop?
No.
yapping?
You all seem lovely, so it seems like I'm at a drinkless happy hour. You know.
It is kind of happy hour. I've got wine anyway.
I finished my tonic.
Oh well.
I know.
Okay, so we're here with Mary because
Yep.
she has a
Story.
story that is not ghosty.
But it is.
No,
It's very
paranormal.
different from things that we normally talk about, but it is paranormal. And
You
she
might
told me
say
this.
it's out of this world.
You might say that. Mary
Just came
first
up
told me
with
this
it.
story. You're so on it,
Off the top
Megan.
of my head. Is there anything I can't do? Okay, I'll stop
No.
talking now. I'm
Well-
sorry.
Turn her mic off.
I'm honestly surprised you're not singing. But no, Mary told me this story like like I said, 100 years ago when we met, and it's been I'll never forget it. So with that,
Neither will she,
Mary,
probably.
take it away.
Okay, well, I will say that my scary isn't scary in the retelling, but it was to me when it happened.
I'm sure.
So, yeah, this was late 80s. So before cell phones, before like
Social
UFOs,
media.
I didn't know anything about aliens really. I'm skeptical.
Mhm.
Can't say I'm a believer, but I'm open-minded. And as I told Amy, my girlfriend and I at the time were working at a penile implant clean room.
As soon as I read that, she's like, I'm just going to send it to you and you can read it. And I got to that, like the first line, and I sent her a text. I'm like, Mary, I have so many questions. You're going to have to come on.
I don't know how to tell you. It's like this thing that you put it in there and it pumps it up for you.
That's
like
what
you
she
have a
said.
little
Pump it up.
You have like
Pump it up.
heart pressure thing and you like pump it.
Could you pump it too much that it explodes?
I should have asked, but they frowned.
What are we, 13?
They'd probably be like, and Mary's not working in that department anymore.
Right.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
So, yeah, it's ridiculous, but they paid well. So we spent our summer working there, making cash. And one Friday night, we decided to go to the city we went to college in, which was La Crosse, Wisconsin. And
that's a great city.
Oh, it is great. I love it.
So beautiful with the bluffs right there.
Yes, and the river. It's
oh
beautiful.
My God. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. We could talk about all day.
Just gorgeous.
Yeah, they have more bars per capita than anywhere else, but this has nothing to do with the story. But
Of
so
course they do. They're Wisconsin.
we're leaving work.
Connie.
Oh, yeah. At about 5, getting off of work at about 5. We're going to drive to La Crosse, and it's like 2.5, 3 hours away. So, Megan, you can do the math on that. So, it should be like, arrival.
1.
Yes. 7:30, 8, 9, if we have a sit-down dinner, we'd get to La Crosse. And we were going to an apartment we still rented because it still made sense to rent that apartment while making big cash in the big city. And
and big boners.
Oh, yes.
Lots of big things.
Yes.
She said.
Assisted big boners, they all
Not real ones, of course.
Not real. God, no.
And
wonder if they feel differently than normal ones.
They do.
Oh, I would
okay.
imagine.
They do. Yeah.
Can you pop it with a pin? Sorry. Lots of questions.
Just start writing your questions down. Save it for later.
I should. Mary, we'll connect offline.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, you should have seen what I had to wear when I worked there. I looked like a clown. But anyway, so we are on our way to drive to La Crosse after our, titillating shift. Let's penile.
That was a purposeful choice of word right
That
there.
was really good. That was good.
Anyways, and
Subtle.
so my girlfriend's type A.
Mm-hmm.
Just putting that out there. I'm telling this in the wrong order. But anyway, we're driving to La Crosse and it's pitch black. Both sides, cornfields on both sides of us. We're near Red Wing, Minnesota. So it's small town after small town. Pitch black. And all of a sudden we both see, I call it a vampire coffin. I don't know what else to call this shape. Like hexagonal on the top, half hexagon on the top. And then,
and then like narrows down.
Yes. Yeah. Vampire coffin. Yeah. Lit up on the edges. Huge. Just huge.
Yeah.
And I remember yelling at my girlfriend, "Black vaginas!" And she's like, "What's that gonna do?" And I'm like,
That's a valid point.
Mary, this was in the sky, right?
Yeah, in the sky. Sorry to make that unclear. Yeah, up above in the night sky.
Right.
And we're like, what is that? We had no idea. We were both terrified. But then after, a couple minutes, we're like, whatever, weird. Can't explain it.
You're like, whatever. I pump up penises all day. What's the
Yeah.
like this is not the weirdest thing I've seen today.
Yeah. Amy, that was a good one.
It was good. Do the veins go with it? Okay, I'm sorry.
Megan, you're really overthinking. That's such a
Yeah, the wrong thing.
I can do both. Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
vampire coffin.
yeah, cute.
Was it moving or was it just like hovering?
It was not moving.
Okay.
It wasn't moving.
Okay.
It like appeared out of nowhere because you would think
Wow.
you would have noticed it coming at us. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
you'd think it just appeared out of nowhere. We were both so scared, but then we both surprisingly got over it pretty fast.
The
we
booze
get to
helps.
You're like, just
Yeah.
another Tuesday in my world.
Yeah,
Like, whatever.
yes. Yeah, whew, you know, and I do have ADHD, so, you know,
Mhm.
whatever.
Join the
Forget
club.
it. Come on. Yeah. Then we get to across and we can't get into the duplex because my girlfriend forgot the key. That's why I mentioned she was type A earlier.
Because that's
she
not like
does
her.
Forget. Not like her at all. Not like
Mhm.
her. I have a type. My current wife would not forget the keys either, you know. Didn't forget the keys. So we knocked on our friend's door who lived next door and he said, "Hey, Dan, you know, can you come help us?" And he's like, you guys, it's so late. And we're like, "What do you mean? It's like 8, 9 o'clock on a Friday night. What are you doing in bed so early?" You know, he's like, "It's not 8 or 9. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning." And
So
and
you
we're like-
lost time?
well, see, I didn't know about that as a concept because,
Mhm.
you know, no internet, no.
None of us
social
did in the
media,
80s.
No, yeah, nothing except for people that were into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I knew nothing about it. But we just thought he was being weird, you know, like how we wake up from a nap and you're like, "Oh my God, I missed my school bus." You know, that we thought he was having kind of that moment, you know. He was a little peanut. We toss him into the window and he lets us in. And then when we're there for a while, we're like, "Oh, it is late." You know
Oh
what
my
I mean?
God.
And we were more worried about like, okay, if we don't have a key, how are we going to you know, are we going to have to climb out the window when we leave? And, you know, we were just kind of more worried about that stuff. And again, didn't think about the last time. And then fast forward like 5 or 6 years, Sunny, who Amy, you know.
Yeah, I know Sunny.
Yeah, Sunny. I was working with Sunny, a friend of ours, and we're all kind of talking. And she's like, "Has anyone seen a UFO?" And I'm like, "I have." And well, I think people don't call me UFOs anymore either. This is
They call
80s
them
talk here.
you.
I call them UFOs.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
And you
but
were like, I have one night while working at the penis factory.
Yeah, UPA, I think.
yeah, that's it.
So yeah, I'm like, yeah, I saw something. You know, I'm like, I'm a skeptic. I don't know, but we definitely saw the same thing. You
Mhm.
can put us in separate rooms. We're going to tell you the same
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
You know. And she's like, "Have you lost time?" And I'm like, "What?"
Things are
I'm
starting
like,
to click together.
Yes, they are. I'm like, "Yes, so we did. We lost
Wow.
quite a bit of time." And she's like, "That means you were abducted." And I'm like, "What?" But I mean, still, you know, I don't believe, you know, I
Right.
don't know, believe I'm a skeptic, but who am I to say they don't exist, you know? So,
Mhm.
and then dial a few years later than that, both of us, my ex-girlfriend who was there with me,
Mhm.
yelling, "What is locking the windows going to do?" But doors, she and I both have lady bit problems, not bits, but reproduction. Lady
Really?
reproduction. Both of us had to have hysterectomies around the
Oh,
same
wow.
time.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Freaky.
the key was never found. So
Now that's the scariest part of the story.
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It is. For a type A person, it probably is. You know,
Oh.
Wow.
there's that. Yeah, we both had some pretty severe
Yeah.
uterine issues
Yikes.
and over, yeah.
Wow.
So I
That's
know
scary.
that's a weird thing to tie together with that, but it
Mhm.
seems that we both did. You
Right.
know, when
Well,
you
not if
like,
you were
At the same
probed.
times.
yeah, I know.
I mean, I assume that means you were probed.
I know. Oh my gosh, there was a show back in the day where someone screams, "I did not ask for that anal probe." And so of my
And you were like, boy, if I had a nickel for every time I said that, I could buy the penile implant factory. All ties back to that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a great
doozy.
story.
That's a
It's a
doozy.
good story, Mary.
It is a
What's
doozy.
happening?
And I feel like if you met me, you wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, of course. She sees UFOs and
Yeah, she's not
Well,
like
now
that
we
at
have
all.
to meet you. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Megan,
Do
you
live around
actually
here?
you actually did meet Mary. She was in the lesbian book club we were in for a
Oh
short
my
time.
God, I love the lesbian book club. I was the one, you might not have been there, but it was right after I broke up with my abusive ex and I just got to the book club and started sobbing. That was me if you were there. That was me.
I was not at that one, but Mary's been at all of them.
Everybody was like, and now we disband the book club because the crazy then.
Who let the straight girl in?
No,
let the straight
I
man
was a
in.
straight girl, but that's okay.
Was Amy?
No, I mean,
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Well,
TikTok, it's a hell of a
I know
app.
that
All right,
TikTok.
that's all
I'm telling
saying.
you.
I've heard that lesbian TikTok, even though I'm on TikTok, I've heard though the lesbian TikTok is for the straight ladies.
Oh
I
my
do not believe
goodness.
some of those.
Megan and I
lesbians are
send
real.
each other. We're like, how about this one? Are you
And
sure you
I'm
still like guys?
Listen, it's a spectrum, you guys. It's
Yeah.
a spectrum.
It is. I believe
And
it.
the spectrum is real.
It's
Mhm.
There's a lot of hot lesbians
Mhm.
on lesbian TikTok.
There sure are.
I'm just saying.
Just
what we're
saying.
all thinking.
Yep, there really are. There really are. It makes one wonder.
It sure does.
I do not know what else to say about my story, but Amy, if you remember me telling it the first time, but I feel like I stick to the same,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was interrogated by the UFO police. I'd say the same thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, good. They're on
Won't be calling
vacation
Area
this week.
51 on you.
good.
No, we will not.
Other
be calling.
Amy, sorry, what did you say? I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said we won't be calling Area 51 on you.
Yes. No, thank you. But, I think
That's a good
It
one.
is a crazy story.
it's not scary, but I have to tell you, we were
It's.
terrified.
I mean, it's not scary in
it's
the
scary.
sense that you think of being, but it's scary.
I
Yeah.
think it's scary.
Yeah.
I think it's real scary, especially years later when you put all the pieces together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, just driving in southern Minnesota
It's scary.
Well,
And
yeah.
it really is, So
Yeah.
it was scary.
Oh, so Mary does live in the city. Sorry, I got distracted
Yeah.
by that time
Yeah,
that
oh,
I
yeah.
disbanded the lesbian book club.
I live in Minneapolis. Yeah.
Yeah.
We just moved actually to another house in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, thanks for coming on,
Thanks.
Mary.
Come on,
Thanks,
Mary.
You were all lovely. And
Oh.
Megan, I re-meet you. Hilarious. I'll tell you about the penile implant time.
Oh my God. We'll set up a time.
All right,
to
Amy,
meet
you got to set up the
because
happy hour.
Yeah, we
You
will.
can see the Polaroids I've seen there.
Oh, for God's sake.
I have so many questions. And
Yeah. Well, I've been trying to get Mary over to our house for a happy hour in our basement bar. So
Mary.
we'll plan
Will
something.
do it. I
For
am
sure.
trying to enter into the era of saying yes.
Good.
And
Good.
that's
Good. Okay. So
Okay.
let's do a happy hour
We'll make
in
that
person
happen.
and we can
I'll
talk
bring my
all
questions
about penile implant.
as you would with
And Greg
lesbians,
can
I
make
mean.
drinks.
excellent. Well, I will see you all later, I hope.
All right.
Yes,
Thanks,
thank
Mary.
you.
Bye. Oh, Mary. She's
I
a
started off strong with that penile implant.
I know. As soon as she sent me that, because I had forgotten that part of the story.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Talk
as soon as
about a
she
strong
sent me
hook.
the email with that, and well, so I'm working at the penile implant, and I was like, okay, hang on, I'm not even going to read anymore because I think I know the story, but you got to tell this.
Yeah.
You got to come on and tell this.
All right. Can we wrap up soon? Sorry. I can hear Jordan. He's losing his shit upstairs.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That's okay. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. We'll like maybe next time, or we'll get together again and record an Alanism and whatever. But thanks for
Do you want
joining
me
us.
to say the
everyone.
end?
Yeah. What's at the end? I don't remember. But yeah, go ahead.
Next week, we aren't exactly sure what we'll be covering. Maybe listener stories, maybe another TV show, maybe an interview with a paraprofessional. So tune in to see what's going to happen, because at this point, we don't even know. We're
don't know.
just as in the dark as you are.
That's right. We fly by the seat of our pants.
That's what we do.
Yep.
And by the way, do you mean paranormal professional? Because paraprofessional is somebody who works in a school.
Well, I have heard that term too, because some of that is next to a professional, but I thought that would be the same thing. That's why I wrote it that way.
I would say most people will probably associate it with somebody in a school.
Okay.
Okay, but I see paraeducator. Paraprofessionals, also known as teachers' assistants. Yeah. We're not going to interview a paraprofessional.
No, we don't. I mean, teachers, we love you and we love what you do and thank you for your service, but this is not that kind of show.
Unless you have some ghost students.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you teach ghosts, then please give us a jingle.
How would you discipline them? I don't know. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Activity Continues podcast. We really appreciate you giving us your ears for a bit. Please reach out if you have a suggestion for which episode of the Dead Files we should cover next, or if you have a spooky story you'd like us to share on the show. We can be reached at theactivitycontinues@gmail.com or through our website or any of our socials. Links are all in the description of the show. Please feel free to drop us a note and say hi. And join us next time when the activity continues. The Activity Continues is produced by me, Amy, at Collected Sounds Media, and is part of the independent Collected Sounds podcast network. We are also proud members of the Boo Pod network of super cool podcasts.
Nailed it.